Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Lynn with Plasma Energy Solution, and this is June 18th, 2020. Well, today I want to talk to you about some of the main GANs that go into the formulas that we make and many of the combinations that we have done over the past several years, and why they're such an important part of that combination. You will always see some or all of these in our combinations that we offer. And I will mention our website is plasmaenergysolution.com. And I hope you'll go there because we have a lot of blogs, we have a lot of videos, we have great testimonials and answers to frequently asked questions. So please do take the time to go there. And there may be some videos that aren't up on that website, and you can find our YouTube channel at Plasma Energy Solutions with an S on it. Okay, so let's talk about the GANs. And the GANs GANs stands for gas in an atomic nano solid state. And I've shown you in many videos the powdery substance. Well, it isn't a powder, it's GANs in the atomic nano solid state that you see at the bottom of many of the various jars that we've shown you in other videos. So there's four main GANs that are used in health applications. And I want to thank Lisa and Jim from Down Under. They are great teachers down there, and they've provided some of the information I'm using today on their website. So four basic GANs, and you'll see this if you go to our website and look for the plasma first aid chart. There's CO2, zinc, CH3, and CuO. And excuse me. So let me tell you about each one of them. Each of these elements matches with field strengths in your body. Carbon is the connector and the communicator. Oxygen is the gravitator. And hydrogen is the energy giver. So carbon is for connection and oxygen is for gravitation. And that's where you have the CO2. It reconnects body and emotion. It rebalances for health, pain relief. It drains high energy state, therefore it works on viruses and cancer, or it adds energy where energy is required. CO2 is used in many of the patches or drinking or all the health devices. It's the most fundamental and important GANs for health. All right, then we have ZNO, which is zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is connected to the emotions. Emotion controls the body. It should be used in all health applications, and you will likely see that in many, many, many of the combinations we put together. Emotions control the body. Then we have CuO, which is the copper oxide GANs. It's the lymph system connection. The lymph system is in charge of the body processes, also muscle connection and the neural pathways. It's also used for disinfection. So keep that in mind, especially with all the disinfectants that many people are using that may have some harmful ingredients in them when used over a long period of time. We do have something called hand sanitizer, and it's basically a GANs with a spray that you can use on your hands or on surfaces, and there are no harmful chemicals in it. Okay, then we have CH3. CH3 is the carbon connector and hydrogen is the energy. It's connected to blood and emotion as well as energy levels. CH3 is the basic sugar creating hydrogen energy. It's used in healing and feeding and Alzheimer's. Now, the only time we say that CH3 is not indicated in a use is when you're making a pair of patches that you might be applying to either side of a tumor. And because the CH3 can be creating energy, you don't want to give that tumor energy. However, when you are drinking the water that has a small amount of CH3 in it, that has the totally different application to it. So don't confuse the two or be concerned about, oh my goodness, there's a little CH3 in the water I'm drinking, but if this is going on, should I not be drinking it? No, don't worry about that. Just watch the specifics that I've told you about in the use of the CH3. So you want to drink the water that's energized by field interaction. A small amount will encourage, a large amount will enforce. You can have two patches, one of the stronger patch, which is closest to an issue, and one on the opposite side, which creates a good flow of energy. And that's the greater giving to the lesser and balancing everything in between. Also, there are amino acids of the Ganses, which should be added if possible for added strength. And you'll notice that in many of the descriptions that we have provided for you, that we do mention the amino acids that have been added. You add elements relating to the fields you need, such as the Gans of calcium, magnesium for bones, and so forth. So that's where we come into play with the many other Gans that we might add to a formula. The stronger always feeds the weaker, so to add fields, use a strong mix. To pull out, use a weak mix. And this is really important, and we've discussed this many times. Intention plays a role in all plasma work. So put your love and joy into all devices you make, intending for the best outcome for all. That includes what you're putting together for yourself, what you may be putting together for friends or neighbors. And we do have a section on our website called Intention. So if you look at the titles, you'll find that section with quite a few articles on intention. You don't drink the Gans, you use the water from the top of the Gans, and that water is used to energize by way of field interaction. And that's what you're getting when you receive vials or patches from us. A small amount will encourage, a large amount will enforce. Two patches, one closest to the issue and one opposite to create good flow. Alrighty, so then there's another section that I also want to attribute to Jim and Lisa, and that is emotion. Emotion is our filter between our soul and our physical body. So we may have, I'm going to show you this chart. Maybe you can see it and how it's diagrammed out, showing love and showing emotion and the interaction of the fields. Okay, so you have your physical body, and then you have different strengths that are driven by emotion, and those strengths that are impacting your physical body could be love, anger, sadness, hate, fear. And plasma science taught us that when we do not receive the correct fields for proper operation, our bodies cease to function at an optimum level. Many of us use the four main GANs that I've just gone through, the CO2, the zinc, the CH3, and the copper oxide, to help boost our health and vitality, and these give us what we need in the physical operation of our bodies. What is often overlooked, however, is the fact that we are fed in a huge part by the energy from our soul. If the fields emanating from our soul are somehow filtered by emotional blockages, the lack of these energies cannot be compensated for by the physical ganses alone. And so that again is the emotion that is influencing whether there's fear, hate, anger, sadness, love, feeding our physical body. We can help ourselves in two ways. We can add the zinc GANs, which supports the emotion. This will help to add the fields which we lack to become happier, more at peace with ourselves. The other thing we can do is explore the reason for our emotional blockage and clear them. Clear them out permanently so that our own soul can feed what we need and thereby clear out the root of the problem, which can manifest as physical illness. To use the zinc GANs for this task, it isn't enough to drink a little liquid plasma and hope for the best. We need to become more aware of our emotional triggers. Figure out what has set the problem in motion and then work on the issues with tools like the breathing system to effectively clear the blockages. And I've talked about the breathing tubes before, and basically what it is, I'll use this as an example. If you take a large glass jar and instead of having flowers in it, as I do here, you would take plastic tubing and you would coil it. And you would coil several feet of that tubing into this jar, which would then be covered over with the Gans water that you're seeking to enhance or increase your health with. And the breathing tube would always have one part of the tube hanging out on one side for the air intake and the other part of the tube on the other side, which is what you're using for the breathing. So that's what we're referring to with the breathing system. Usually when an organ is affected, we can refer to different modalities to try to pinpoint a cause. Sometimes trauma could be hidden through time, as it can be a combination of generational emotional issues that are carried from parents into our childhood. It can also be RNA carried from previous generations, triggered by an event in life which carries the same emotion. Our emotions are the filter between our soul and physicality, and so cannot be ignored when helping ourselves to create health and wellness in all aspects of our lives. So that leads me straight into what I want to talk about today, and that is our Be Brave. And our Be Brave is a combination of energies. And you'll notice when you look at the combination that it includes the energies of peace and the energies of anxiety. There are many other energy combinations in Be Brave, but a major reason for those two energies is because of the zinc GANs that is in there to assist your emotions. There's a lot of news out there. There may be a lot of coming situations in which we're going to have to choose whether we're going to be brave or we're going to be fearful. And by choosing to be brave, Now you're making a choice of supporting your body and your body's health. So I hope you'll look into the Be Brave as an important addition to your tool chest, your plasma energy plasma cabinet, as I often call it, your plasma pantry. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful with giving you information about how some of these GANs work. And then you'll notice that we have many, many other things that we have added. If you look at our plasma energy station, we have many interesting GANs additions that you won't find anywhere else, such as the silver GANs and the gold GANs. And those are both energies that will enhance the health of the body. So I want to thank you for listening. I hope you'll share this with family and friends. I hope you'll have a great day. Enjoy your summer wherever you might be, and be sure and give me a thumbs up and share with others if you wish. And once again, our website is plasmaenergysolution.com. Thanks.